What's up, guys? So today I want to go over the top 50 questions, or most common questions at least, asked about Medellin, Colombia. So I'm going to try my best to answer all of these questions. They will be very short answers, not full in-depth answers. If you guys do have any questions or any of these questions that you may want me to turn into a video, please let me know in the comments and I can definitely do that for you to go more in depth on one specific question in general. Now, as well, if you guys plan on coming to Medellin and need consultation, feel free to reach out with me. I can help you with transitioning here to Medellin or in general Colombia. So let's get into it. Starting off with number one, is Medellin safe to visit? Now, really quickly, I'm going to say yes, Medellin is safe. There are millions of travelers that come through Medellin per year and nothing happens to them. The most dangerous thing about Medellin is what majority of the guys are coming here for, and that is women. So if you were coming here to do normal stuff, you're not coming here trying to meet women, then yes, Medellin is safe. Now, I'm not saying that you can't come here and meet normal women, because you can. It's just when you are coming here specifically for as tourism, that is where the danger lies. Number two, what is the current safety situation in Medellin? Medellin is safe. In general, I'm gonna guess this second question is going more towards like, petty theft, robbery, stuff like that. So yes, overall it is safe, I would say. Number three, is Medellin safe for solo travelers? Yes, 100%. Number four, what neighborhood should I avoid? Honestly, if you have to ask that question, then you should just be staying in the general touristy areas of either El Poblado. Now, Laureles isn't necessarily touristy, but it is another safe area where there are a lot of tourists and expats. So I would say you may want to stay in those two areas if you have to ask that question. Number five, how can I avoid being drugged and robbed on dating apps? And this is a very simple answer. Don't go on dating apps. As I said before, the most dangerous thing about Medellin or Colombia in general is what most guys are coming here for, and that is trying to meet women. And of course, with that, there comes some risk. So don't go on dating apps at all. In my opinion, don't even engage in the whole sexual tourism thing, because this is where most of the issues are coming from. Number six, is it safe to walk around with my phone out? Yes, within reason. I would just say you want to make sure that you keep your head on a swivel. Do not be standing near a busy street on the corner or close to the street where cars and motorcycles are driving, because they do snatch phones. As well, on the sidewalk, you do want to just make sure you're not lost in your phone and not paying attention at all to your surroundings. Number seven, are there still Pablo Escobar issues? No, I'm going to say. If they're talking about cartels, yes, cartels still exist here, but you as a, person that is just visiting and you're doing the touristy stuff, you're not going to see that side of it. So, yeah. Number eight, how to stay safe as a digital nomad. Make friends, try to make friends with locals, stay off the dating apps. I would say you should know if you're going to get robbed, then just give up your stuff. Nothing materialistic or superficial is worth you losing your life over. And just make sure you learn the barrios and, where is, for the most part, considered safe and where isn't. All right, number nine, what to do if I get robbed? As I just said in the previous one, on the previous question, just give up whatever it is. Usually the only time issues happen is when you resist or, try to fight back. So just give up your stuff. Number 10, is it safe to take Uber or taxis at night? Yes. Although on the taxi side, I would make sure that you are mainly just doing that through Uber, because there will be a paper trail, a driver is tracked, all their information is in Uber. So I would only order taxis through Uber. All right, so these next ones are living and moving to Medellin questions. 11, what is the cost of living in Medellin? That really depends specifically on an individual person. I know some people that are spending, close to $5,000 a month, and some who are spending less. So really it just depends on rent is going to be your biggest expense, but after that is your entertainment. How much do you eat out? All of that. Also too, you have to take into account that if you are moving here, you are going to have things to pay like healthcare that you do have to have, your visa costs, all that stuff is going to break down into cost of living. So just keep that in mind. Number 12, where are the best neighborhoods to live? El Poblado versus Laureles. Really, there's pros and cons of both. It really depends on your personal tastes, but I will just give you one kind of pro and con for each. Pro for El Poblado, you are in the middle of the city. It is close to a lot of stuff and you're very close to Provenza. Con, there's a lot of hills. Pro for Laureles is flat. So, you don't have to worry about too many hills to climb up. And a con, I'm going to say, to me, it feels like there's a lot of like smog in Laureles. That's just my opinion. I mean, it could be everywhere, but to me, it just feels like there's more pollution in Laureles than there is everywhere else. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Number 13, how do I find a furnished apartment? That's going to be through either a rental agency or through Airbnb. Number 14, how do I find an unfurnished apartment for long term? You can do that through Facebook Marketplace, which I would highly recommend you be careful with that, just because there are some scams on there. Also as well, you can go through a rental agency. You can also go to some buildings as well and just ask, do they have anything for rent? And sometimes there are these like yellow or orange banners in windows that you can call those numbers and talk to someone there. Number 15 is, how do I get a visa to live in Colombia? That is a question that will need a more in-depth answer. So I'm going to just give you the very basic answer. And that can be, you can get either a rentista visa or like a retirement visa. You can get a business visa for starting a business. You can get an investment visa. You can get student visas. I mean, these aren't long terms. They're, some of these are going to be year by year, but essentially, these are your typical visas, digital nomad visa as well. Number 16, how does tax residency work for foreigners? I believe it's if you are here over 183 days or 186 days is when that tax starts to come in. Number 18, can I work in Colombia as a tourist? No, you cannot. At least you're not supposed to. What is the process for a tourist visa extension? Okay, so there is a website that you have to go to. You're going to go to that website. You're going to basically select that you want to extend your tourist visa. They are going to ask you why. So you have to provide a letter on why you need to extend your tourist visa. Basically, that is the process. And number 20, how hard is it to find an English-speaking doctor? There are English-speaking doctors, but at this point, I'm just going to say it can be pretty difficult since the majority of people here speak Spanish. There's a very small amount. Not saying you can't, but you just have to know what places to go to. But off the top of my head, I don't know exactly what places you can go to find an English-speaking doctor. So these next questions are transportation and getting around. Number 21, how to get to Medellin from the airport. You have a few different ways. You can do taxi, you can do Uber, or you can do a bus. My recommendation is just do Uber. There is like a 20 mil peso bus. You could ask some of the employees where to catch that bus, but my recommendation would be just take Uber at this point in time in 2026 of April. Uber is probably costing you around $35, somewhere right around there with the current exchange at this point in time. Is the metro easy to use? I think like everywhere in the world, if it's your first time using the metro, it can be a little confusing, but after a couple times, yes, it becomes easy to use. Should I rent a car in Medellin? No, you should only rent a car if you are going on like a long road trip. If you want to go yourself to Guatape, or you're trying to go to, some of the pueblos that are farther out. But overall, you don't need to rent a car, and it can be a little costly to rent a car. I think it's definitely more expensive here than it is in the United States to rent a car. Number 24, how to use Medellin's metro cable. For that, I made a full video. You can check that video out on my YouTube. I have a whole video on how to get there, how to take it, what stops to get off, everything. But generally, in order to get to it, the easiest way or the fastest way as well is going to be to go through the metro. You're not going to want to take an Uber there. All right, question number 25. Is Uber illegal in Colombia? So the short answer to this is yes, it's illegal, but it does kind of operate in what I would call a gray area. When you open the Uber app, you will see that you are essentially agreeing to renting a car, but you're renting a car that is coming with a driver. So that is how it operates. Now, if you get pulled over by the police, no, you won't get in trouble. But one thing you will see here very commonly is that the Uber driver will ask you or someone to sit in the front. Some don't, or most don't, but sometimes it does happen. And this is just kind of to combat the transito officers from, thinking it's an Uber. All right, so the next question is number 26, how to commute from Poblado to Laureles. You can do that by Uber. Number 27, best ways to get around the city. Once again, that would be by Uber or Uber Moto. And 28, how to use public transportation, buses. I have never used a bus here, so I cannot answer that question. You just have to figure out where the bus stops are and figure out where they go. I still think Uber would just be easier. Number 29, is traffic bad in Medellin? Yes. Number 30, where to park in popular areas like Poblado. You can park on the street. There is a lot of street parking. They have attendants that will, you have to pay. Now, one thing really quickly here I want to note, there is a difference. You will see guys that are wearing like green vests or like a vest, or random guys on the street that will be waving you down to park somewhere. Just know that they do not work for the city. You do not have to pay them. They do it for a tip, but the actual official parking attendant, people on the street, usually will have a green vest with like a hat, or it has like a company name on it. The normal, regular guys just trying to make some money, they usually will have like an orange vest or something like that, or no vest at all. They're just trying to help you park so you can tip them. It's actually quite annoying, to be honest. All right, so these next questions are culture, language, and daily life. Number 31, do I need to speak Spanish to live there? Yes. Number 32, what is the best language school for Spanish? There's tons of them. I can't give you the best one. I can tell you the one that I did private lessons or one-on-one for an hour a day, 5 days a week. And then also I'm getting ready to go to a school called LCN. So you can look into that one if you like. Number 33, what is the weather like in Medellin, city of eternal spring? It is essentially spring all year round. 68 at night and about 75 to 80 during the day. 80 is the max. It's not that way every day. It does rain a lot here, so keep that in mind. Number 34, do I need to dress up Can I wear shorts? Okay, so a lot of people say locals don't wear shorts here. I have seen locals in shorts, and I'm talking about more than just exercising shorts. Although they don't wear them very often, but yes, you can wear shorts. I will say that you might look like a tourist if you do, but yes, you can wear shorts. Where can I find the best coffee? Juan Valdez, in my opinion. I don't drink coffee, but that's where I hear it's the best. 36, what is the currency exchange and should I use ATMs? The currency exchange fluctuates, so I can't give you that at this current point in time. It's like 3.5 something, but it goes up every day. Yes, you can use ATMs, but you do want to make sure that you always select to decline the conversion. Number 37, how to connect with local people. That you can go to local cooking classes, you can go to dance bachata or salsa, you can just talk to random people and try to make friends. People are very sociable here, so very easy to connect with local people. Number 38, are Colombians friendly to tourists? Yes. Number 39, what is nightlife like, clubs/bars? So one thing to note here is that the nightlife here does not work like it does in the United States or in Europe, where normally you just go out by yourself or you can go out with a group of friends and you just kind of mingle amongst people as you are out. Typically, people here go out in mixed groups or in groups, and they will get a table and they kind of, stay with their group. So it is not very common here to just start going up to random people and talking to them, although you can. I'm just saying it's not very common. Like I said, people normally go out in groups here. Question number 40, where to find vegetarian food? You can find that almost at every restaurant here. They will have vegetarian options. These next questions are surrounded around tourist travel and tourism. Number 41, what is the best area to stay as a tourist? That would be El Poblado or Laureles. Number 42, how can I visit Comuna 13 or Comuna 13? You can do that. So in not Uber. In Airbnb, they have experiences. You can go through an experience and get a guide that way. Or you can take an Uber to Comuna 13 or Comuna 13, and they do have kind of guides that walk around. Now, will you be able to find one that speaks English? I'm not sure, but that's how you can get there. Number 43, what are the best day trips Guatapé? So yes, Guatapé is a great day trip to do here, but you also have different pueblos that you can do. You have also some other things like Casa Candela, which is an hour away, which I highly recommend. Also have a video on that. Feel free to check that out. And then as well, you have, those are going to be the main ones, the pueblos. But other than that, if you want to go any further than that, some of the other really nice attractions are going to be like 3 hours, 4 hours away. I don't recommend trying to do those in one day. Question number 44. Can I visit Pueblito Paisa? Yes, you can. It's definitely worth visiting. It essentially shows you what a pueblo will look like. So if you don't plan on going to any of those, you can get an idea of what a traditional pueblo looks like without having to go to one. So highly recommend you do that. Also, by the way, if you guys need a host or someone to show you around Medellin, I also offer services for that as well. Number 45, what are the best museums to visit? I'm not really a museum guy, but there is one castle that is still here in Medellin. Highly recommend you visit that. The other one, of course, you have to visit is Plaza Botero in El Centro. And then as well, yeah, those are the main two I would recommend. I'm not really a museum type of guy, so unfortunately I can't really recommend too many of those to you. 46, is the city suitable for children? Now, to be honest with you, yeah, it's safe. You can come here with your children, but there are not a lot of children activities to do here to my knowledge. You just have your typical tourism stuff, but it is not a lot of children's stuff to do. Number 47, how to get to Medellin from Bogota. My suggestion would be airplane. You can take bus, but I don't recommend it. Number 48, what are the best restaurants in town? Now, I am going to be releasing a video soon that is going to give you the majority of the best restaurants, not all, but the majority. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you have subscribed so you don't miss that video. Also hit the bell notification, but off the top of my head, I'm gonna name a few. You have Carmen, which is in El Poblado. You have Relato, which is also in El Poblado. You have Ritual. You have also, and I'm not giving you ones that are overrated, so I'm not gonna name those ones. And then as well, I'm gonna say you have Sima, which is really good. You have Don Diablo, which is for like a steakhouse. You have Maximo as well, which is in El Poblado. So these are just to name a few. The question 49 is what to pack for Medellin. I would say you want to pack basically the same way you would pack for any kind of vacation. So you pack normally. Just don't bring any kind of sex toys or condoms or anything like that, because a lot of guys are getting turned away for those things. And then question number 50 is, what are the best shopping malls? So in my opinion, you have El Tesoro is number 1. I'm going to say Viva Envigado, maybe number 2. You have Santa Fe is number 3. You have, I'm going to say Unicentro and Laureles is probably like 5 or 6. You have the one in Sabaneta. I can't remember the name of it right now. Mallorca. You have also as well, you have Arcadia or Arcadia. And then you have the one in Bejo, Fabricado. Those are what I would say the best malls, in my opinion. So, all right, guys, that's it for this video. If I had any questions that I missed that you may want answered, throw them in the comments and I'll try to answer them for you quickly. Or, like I said, if there is any questions in this video that you would want a more full-length video on that I have not made already, feel free to comment that in the comment section and I will try to put that together for you when I can. So that's it for this video. Appreciate you guys watching, and until the next one, you guys be safe.